From mum guilt to creating simple, happy memories, the Duchess of Cambridge gave a lesson in parenting this weekend as she opened up on a podcast. Discussing mum guilt with Giovanna Fletcher, the Duchess said this.
Do you struggle with mum guilt for having the juggle?
Yes, absolutely. I think anyone who doesn't as a mother is actually like, yeah, all the time. Yeah, and you know, even this morning, going to the nursery visit here, George and Charlotte were like, Mummy, how could he possibly not be dropping us off at school this morning? But no, it's a constant challenge.
You don't think of a Duchess saying, oh, you know, dropping someone off, dropping your kids off at a nursery and then going, where are you going? I'm going to work. You don't sort of see it that way. I mean, she came across as very relatable.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've all been there, haven't we?
Oh, still
there.
am. And my eldest is 31 and I still feel... Honestly, no one
dropping him at
explains the guilt situation that when this child, baby, is put in your arms, firstly, the fear of anything happening and then the guilt. Yeah, I mean, I try not to be guilty about it, but I can't help it. I think because I've been in this industry as well, so it does take you away a lot. But my kids have been great. And the thing is, we always make sure... You know, the one thing I have got with my children is we talk about everything. Yeah. So if they are annoyed at me or whatever, or why aren't you here, we've always talked about it and I've always kind of explained it. But the guilt never, ever, ever leaves. And I feel less guilty now, to be honest. I'm not even thinking of you.
Yeah, not even bothered.
I'm so guilty they're still at home. Come on now.
I don't feel a lot of mum guilt. I mean, obviously, it happens sometimes, but I think when you've been especially if you've been a single parent and you know that if you don't go out to work, you don't have a roof over your head, you don't have food on the table.
What's that song? I got bills, I gotta pay.
Amy still says there's your song, Mum. You know, when that comes on.
I've got no idea, I've never heard it.
Never heard that song.
If you heard the real one, you'd know what it was. It's just how I sing it.
But yeah, I think, you know, and also I've said to Amy, and I've said on here before, I can't say to you to work really hard at school and do your homework and try and be the best you can, and then not try and carry that on into adulthood. And that's what being a working mum is. There's a balance, to be fair, but I don't necessarily feel a lot of guilt all the time. You have little pockets of it.
Yeah, I think I did used to feel guilt, but Matty said something to me not so long ago, and he said, yeah, Mum, there's lots of things you should absolutely feel guilty about in my childhood. Cheers. He said loads of them. Thanks, Matt. He said, but there's one thing that you shouldn't feel guilty about. He said, you tell me, away a lot working when I was young. He said, but looking back on my childhood, I can never remember a time thinking I feel unloved, I'm missing Mum and Dad, because we tried to balance it that if I wasn't there, that Tim was there, or it would be my sister or my mum and dad. He said he never looks back on his childhood and thinks that you were away working. And there was times when I'd be away, you know, something like Soldier for 2 weeks, same with you, for 2 weeks at a time often. But so that was quite nice to know.
But that's even...
No, I'm with you.
I don't got any guilt.
No, but the times, because I was a single mum for a while and a working mum, and the times that there might even be just like, it would just start to come in, I go, no. I'd stop myself from
Did you never
guilt.
feel guilty if you couldn't get to one of their carol services or that sort of
because
thing?
Because there would be a very good reason
as to why... I used to be secretly relieved but feel guilty.
There'd be a very good reason as to... I mean, I did try and make most, but there'd be a very good reason. It would always be a good reason. And I just think, you know, at the end of the day, we all just do our best.
We do. But it doesn't take away the guilt. It's conditioned more in us as well, I think.
But I think also, you know, they can be little monsters and make you feel guilty for the, you know, the slightest little thing. You know, Amy said the other day, you never came to my this. I was like, I went to every single other one. There was one I missed. And
I remember Tim saying that when the kids were little, that they'd be going, you know, yeah, Dad, yeah, like this, with the football and everything. And then they'd go, Mummy's on the phone, they'd go, oh, it's... Hi, Mum. Straight away doing that picture and then go, when are you coming home? Put the phone down and be back to just playing football again.
Well, one of the things that Kate, as I'm sure she won't mind us calling her, was talking about was creating happy childhood memories. And obviously your happiest childhood memories are not doing your maths homework with your mum. So what sort of things did you try and do with your kids so that they could take away and remember if it's not playing football or...
Well, my kids have no memories of doing maths homework with me because I can't do maths, so that was one memory that's gone. But, I mean, I really rely a lot me personally on my own childhood memories. I
Okay.
mean, I love nothing more than going into an infant school and that, you know, there's that smell of infant school.
You like that smell?
I just love that
wee
smell of
and
infant... No,
cabbage,
not the wee
short
smell. There's a little sort of smell of glitter and everything, and there's a certain green. If I see a certain green, I'm trying to see if I can see it anyway, there's a certain green that I see that reminds me of the Janet and John books.
Okay.
And I get those Janet and John books, and I just get this lovely sort of nostalgic... Yeah, I loved it.
I used to go into school and go, oh.
No, I loved it. I loved it then.
Don't like the smell
I would
of it.
like my children. It's a shame because I think the wonderful memories that we had as children, certainly me, was no social media, and we, you know, you didn't read the newspaper at 8 or 9 years old. So unless you happened to, you know, some people didn't even have a telly then. We just lived this life of not knowing what the whole.
And also just general, just general freedom.
Yeah.
Just general freedom, you know. I mean, I would, on a Saturday, I lived on a big council estate, and there was the typical row of garages with the woods behind, and we would go in there at 9 in the morning and not come home till 6. No phones, no, in there, just having a laugh.
And our mums were fine about it, weren't they?
Yeah, but we wouldn't let our kids do that now.
Not even go to the end of the road.
We'd be hysterical about it.
I love these conversations. It's like, well, in my day.
In my day.
In my day, we didn't have a bathroom.
But you say about social
know the
media, so I just had 2 weeks in Cuba, and the internet in Cuba is really dodgy. And the first couple of days I was a bit... And then, it was... I couldn't access
Bliss.
it. It was bliss.
Yeah.
2 weeks away from... Well, not even just... But headlines.
Yes.
Yeah,
You know,
all
and
of
stuff
it.
like that.
I think
there's a
you're
lot to
right. I
be
think it
said
comes
for
down to the whole freedom thing.
Yeah.
When I was 8, me and a group of friends, we ran away from home, and we packed up our little Holly Hobby and Andy Pandy lunch
Did you do like a
boxes.
stick with a hanky at the end?
Well, we had a lunchbox. By the time we got home, parents hadn't noticed. Hadn't even noticed. There we are.